Ms. Legalista here, aka Attorney Sheila, back to talk about Marlon and LaShonda Moore and the whole BINT scam that I don't know. It was one of those things where you give, it was a Ponzi scheme. I think the SEC came after them. Let's sort of talk about what's new in this case now that something's come out of Texas about this.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen my previous video, go ahead and take a look back at this. It lays out the whole lawsuit, and it was even hard for me to follow it. I may go back and break that back up because there was a lot in there, and I feel like I missed some opportunities to really dig down deep into some of that. But now we have this press release coming from the Department of Justice. Federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Texas returned an indictment charging a Texas couple for operating an illegal pyramid scheme that defrauded thousands of participants of more than $10 million. $10 million. And like I said, this scheme was so convoluted that even I could not keep up with it. I mean, I was paying attention. I'm sitting there with a paper in front of me, and I still could not follow along with what was going on. But one of the things I did understand very clearly was that they were setting this up to benefit them and certain friends that they like. They made sure those people were taken care of first. And you'll see now what's coming out of Texas. So let me scroll down here. According to court documents, LaShonda Moore, 35, and Marlon Moore, 37, co-founded and ran an illegal pyramid scheme called Blessings in No Time. BINT was allegedly a chain referral pyramid scheme that targeted the African-American community during the COVID-19 pandemic with false and misleading promises that participants could expect 800% guaranteed returns and guaranteed refunds if participants were unsatisfied with the program. Now, let me just stop there for a minute. 800% return. I mean, don't you think that if that were true, everybody in the world would have been a part of this? That yeah, if it's too good to be true, you know the saying, it probably is not. Buyer beware. And it sounds like a lot of people were really taken in by this. But 800%, where are you going to get 800%? I'm just not sure I understand how people fell for that part of it. I understand, though, that there were a lot of people in need at that time, lots of people who were looking for other ways to bring income into their families. So I'm not really blaming them, but I'm saying go into these things with your eyes open. If somebody tells you 800% return, you should ask a lot of questions. Let's go back. All right, the Moores allegedly organized BINT's, I have to click on this, payment scheme with playing boards, and this is where I really got confused, that had 8 fire positions, 4 wind positions, 2 earth positions, and 1 water position. That was where I got lost. And I understand a lot of people have played something like this before and they totally understand it. I was not one of those people. I would have to go through this 5 or 6 times before I understood how this really worked. And really and truly, if you cannot understand it, you probably should not be investing in it. As alleged, players in the fire position advanced on the board by paying at least $1,400 to the person in the water position and recruiting 2 new fire level participants, at which point the cycle would repeat. In other words, 8 new participants had to be recruited into the scheme for a single earlier participant to receive a return on their initial investment. Okay, see, I don't even want to do that kind of math. The Moores allegedly placed themselves and their family members in the water position on multiple playing boards to receive the payments from participants in the fire position and collected a substantial sum from participants' monthly user fees, which were required for participation in BINT. Now, this part we do get because what they were doing is instead of giving everybody an equal opportunity to be in the highest position, they didn't do that. They made sure they were looked after and they made sure their family members were looked after. That was a problem. The Moores are charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and money laundering. If convicted, they each face a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for each wire fraud account and 10 years in prison for each money laundering account. So there you have that. But let me say this. Let me scroll back up here for a second. Oh, I guess it's not. Yeah, it is. She's 35. He's 37. I hate this for them. I hate to see people in this position. They are fairly young, and yet they did these things where they took people's money, and it was not right what they did. And now they're in this position where they're going to have to go to court. They've already had one settlement out there that they agreed to, and I should actually put that in another video. But this is not good. I'm not a person who takes delight in anyone's downfall. So I hate to see them in this position. However, there has to be some sort of consequence for the actions that they take and the harm that they caused. And I don't know what those consequences should look like. I think, I don't know. This is just awful that this happened to so many people. And I've been reading about this in the past. You can look at my other video, and I should probably stop now. That brings you up to speed with what's going on with this. So there are now these federal charges in Texas against them. And this is after the SEC and the lawsuit that I read before. So one of the things that is going on with this is that I can't even pull up the documents because I think there may have been some sort of protective order around some of the documents. So when I go into the online system to pull it up, I can't even pull them up to give you a true update on what's going on with some of that. But I haven't looked recently, so I'll take some time to go back and look at that. But let me know if you've ever participated in one of these BINT boards, one of these boards where you move up from the different positions and you have to bring people in, or there's something else that you do. I am just, like I said, it sounded too convoluted to me. The guaranteed return was just common sense was no. And the fact that you were guaranteed your return back too, your money back, none of this really added up. I hate that people fell for this. I think a lot of people were just looking for an opportunity because of what was going on during COVID. And then there was the whole point of, them saying, oh, we're doing this for our community. We're doing this for our people. And people thought, they wanted to believe the best. They wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. And they wanted to believe that this was a real opportunity for them. So I hate this for everybody involved, that this went this way. But we'll see how it goes. And yeah, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if this brings you up to speed with what is going on in this case. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Peace.